Okay, science, I'm going to do a little video here for you because this is how we're going to create that phone. This is a particular scene here from this here. So this is what I need you scientists to do to get my phone so I can phone home to prove that I am the creator and not these dummies that are trying to come over here and their stupid 300 UFOs pretending to be somebody they're not. This is a representation of a phone that's a microchip. This is a blender, so we need to blend some materials here. That's graphite, right? You put the pencil in there, that becomes graphene. So that's graphene. We have to blend graphene with glass. I'm assuming that glass there, so that's glass because our technology uses pink glass. But you need to have deatomization technology to access that. We don't have deatomization, so we have to do the next best thing. So this either means using silicone because it's glass. So we blend silicone with graphene. But we might be able to put it in that glass there. If that's possible, you need to put silicone with graphene. This here is you wrap it with not tin. I think they want heavy duty. So heavy means gold because gold transfers a lot of electricity. The gold comes over here because that's the color. That tells me that you take this, you put it there, it means gold. So you wrap the silicone chip with the graphene with gold and lithium. Lithium, I guess, adds a little bit of kick to it, like it electrifies it. That's how you make your chip. But so that's a computer chip, but there's certain ingredients you need. You need the silicone, the graphene, the gold, and lithium to give it energy. That's the blender. That's what that means. What else we got here? Now that there. This is a representation of a radio wave, okay? So, but if you look over here, this here you see 1, 2, 3. This represents, they have a UFO at the bottom of the Marianas Trench in the Dragon's Triangle. The reason they got the reason why the Dragon's Triangle is like that is because it's picking up on that electromagnetic energy at the bottom there of the UFO. It'll be an 8-mile wide UFO, and they got one over here in the Bermuda Triangle. That's the same thing. The reason why the Bermuda Triangle is like that is because there's a huge nuclear fusion reactor down there. Several of them, maybe. They're, if my calculations are correct, those UFOs are 8 miles wide and roughly 99 stories tall, or 900 feet tall. So each floor has a nuclear fusion reactor. So there's one in the Bermuda Triangle here, and there's one down here. This is the one that I'm asking Elon Musk to find. This one. So because that represents the 3 UFOs that they've put here to use quantum teleport people's souls from a parallel universe, as identified in the book that you guys read, it's referring to picking up the core, because these nuclear fusion reactors, they use all depending on the on how high you turn the reactor up, you can get different waves, right? You can get radio waves, microwaves, what's that red one? Infrared waves, ultraviolet waves, X-rays, or gamma rays. So what we want is X-rays, because that looks. If you've ever seen those things when you go to the dentist and they put it against your cheek, so X-rays. Again, when we're on the hunt for these UFOs at the bottom, Elon, I want you to look over the Bermuda Triangle with your X-ray satellites with the ultraviolet rays and the infrared waves. So we should be able to pick up those structures, because if they've buried them in the bottom of the ocean we should be able to find them there. If not, I have another plan to get a hold of that. So that's the chip. We wrapped it, right? So it has to be kind of like heavy duty. Like I guess heavy duty means like extra heavy, like a thick chip. This is thin, right? Like you see how thin it is? They're basically saying make it thick. So there's the chip there. So you need to make the chip for the iPhone extra big. You don't want something like that. They want you to make it like out the size of the phone. That's how big the chip has to be. It has to be a heavy duty chip, like really big. Okay, so that's back to the phone, but we're back over here now. So the X-rays here. I'm looking here. So this is like the front. I would say this is the front because you see a speaker here. There's a speaker there. And over here, this is like the back. Okay? So this here, those are radio waves, because that's a radio. What they want done, this is what I had my plan before. So what they've done is they've wrapped their UFOs with some material. That's also what that wrap means there. So this is a really difficult video. Like I'm trying to teach you how to create a brand new phone so we can phone home. But also I'm trying to teach Elon and these other guys how to go look for 3 UFOs that are on planet Earth here. So why don't you imagine that being the UFO? Okay. And then I'll use this here. You can't really see it. I need something. I'm gonna use this one. So you can see this one here. So I want you to pretend that this is like the tinfoil, okay? So what they've done to hide the black body nuclear fusion reactors in here. Are you scientists? I want you to pay attention here, scientists. So there's all kinds of fusion reactors in here, in the middle. Those nuclear fusion reactors, they give off black body radiation. And you and I know that that's basically a theoretical object that absorbs all electromagnetic waves and creates all electromagnetic waves. So, but that shielding, I don't think they've covered it all the way up. They've left the bottom here for some reason, more than likely probably for water intake or something to power those fusion reactors. Because if this thing's sitting on the bottom, they need piping or something to draw in the water so that the internal that's not desalination. How you turn electrolysis, what do they call it? Where how they create hydrogen from water. They got a big machine in there. So they need to leave the bottom open here just a little bit so that it can draw the water in. So the bottom wouldn't have anything on it because it's sitting on the bottom. But here and here, around it, there would probably be just a little area. You probably would need about that much, right? Like that much area. So probably that much is sticking out. So what's happening with the Bermuda Triangle is some of this electromagnetic energy, it's being powered by this here, the whole shell, and some of it is escaping like that. Okay? And when it escapes the sides like that, that's what creates the Bermuda Triangle. Over top of that thing would be sitting right in the middle there. Right? Or the Dragon's Triangle. So, what we need to do is we need to get a submarine like this. And then we need to do what they want here is that's the X-ray technology here. So you guys have sonar, right? But we need to do X-ray technology. They want to do X-rays. So In order to find that UFO there, that's the Dragon's Triangle, and that's the Bermuda Triangle, and that's the Antarctica UFO. What what we need to do to find that one and that one is to create new sonar technology or radar, because that's like I guess it's a representation of a radio wave, like sonar. Instead of sonar, you gotta maybe blend the two somehow, like use sonar with X-rays to pass through the water. When you do that, that X-ray, it will be absorbed by that reactor. So the X-ray is gonna, in theory, should travel like that, and then it'll get sucked into the reactors inside that UFO there. Now, if you have one submarine here and one submarine here, and they have to be maybe 10 miles apart because these are 8-mile wide UFOs. That's 8 miles. So, how are we going to do this? I guess like, I'll go like that, right? That'll represent the 10 mile, that's the 8-mile wide UFO here. If these submarines are passing back and forth the X-rays, it should, in theory, work almost the same as like your radar or your sonar. But when it comes time to hit that machine like that, that's when that signal, this other one, it won't receive it because it'll be sucked into the black body radiation of the reactor on the bottom of the UFO here. It'll get sucked in wherever their water intake is. And if this submarine doesn't receive the signal, that's when you pinpoint that UFO. That's where you'll find it. Then we can send a dive team down to it and try to get into it somehow. And once you find that UFO, you can be guaranteed that what I'm telling you about quantum teleportation of souls is possible. So you now have the location of the 3 8-mile wide UFOs that they've hidden on planet Earth, as identified here. Dragon's Triangle, Bermuda Triangle, and Antarctica. And you now have a new way to create a new phone that we can use with that one there. I theorize we might be able to use this one here to contact the other civilization. If not, the other way that we can do that is when your mother and I become pure, the electromagnetism will revert back to our into our hands. So the electromagnetism in this universe, it's all evil. But once it becomes good, we should be able to pick up a signal from the universe above. So I want you to picture that as being this is their universe. Oh, this will be the good universe. And there should be a wave of electromagnetism that comes down like that. But it can't, because this is a negative universe because of evil spirits. But once the spirits are good, they could pass a signal from there to down to here to us, using the gravity of the universe, or the invisible electromagnetic radiation within the universe, which is what do you call that stuff? It's dark matter and dark energy, which are the black holes in the universe. So they've given us a new mechanism to create a new phone. And by the looks of it here, the battery has to be twice as strong. You need the battery to be twice as strong because it's a more powerful chip. So you got to create a stronger battery. You're going to have to create a battery out of graphene because of that. It needs 2 graphene batteries, so it needs a lot of power to pick up that signal from the magnetosphere. Now, over here, let's see these buttons here. You see here, 1, 2, 3. And then we go, the 3 is connected to 1, 2 here, right? 1, 2. But these are a representation of 3 nuclear fusion reactors because they're on Star Trek when Spock tries to save Vulcan. Is it Vulcan? No, Romulus. When he tries to save Romulus, he takes red matter and he injects it in a little vial and he sends it out into space and it creates a black hole. So these 3 dots are a representation of a black hole. So I'm assuming the 3 of these 8-mile wide UFOs down below are what creates the black hole here when Mother becomes pregnant, which is, I believe it's on the September 13th. But these guys are trying to make me believe it's next year when she's 27 and yada, yada, yada. And I just stick to my guns and say it's the 13th. Is that way? That's what I've always thought it was. So, when you watch this, it's important that you shut down you have to shut down CERN. You have to shut down ITER. You have to shut down all nuclear fusion reactors that are on the planet. You have to shut down all particle accelerators. And I'm told that there's even the hidden ones. There's even one in Area 51 that, my sleeper cell children have built, hidden it in there. I told China has one. And I told another country has one. So there's secret particle accelerators that are still dangerous. Those need to be shut down. But in order to do that, people need to begin speaking the truth because eternity is on the line here, folks. So, E.T. phone home. That's how you interpret things, folks. Not everything is what you think it is. So science, get to work on this.